Shop smart, shop S-smart.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of New Book. Who Dis?
I am your host, DeathMetalHero, and with me is a face you've seen before, a familiar face, you might say, Mr. W. Frank Walk, my friend, my homie, and my colorist on Mercenary Guild. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Welcome back to New Book. Who Dis, man?
Hell yeah!
Good to see ya.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Yeah, this time, we're going to be talking about something that you got going on. This is all you, man.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Feels weird, man. Feels weird. I'm super proud, but at the same time, I'm not used to being on this end of things.
Right, being the interviewee instead of just hanging out and being support. Well, hey man, you move it into the spotlight, sir, and that's what happens when you make your own book. Got to be able to talk about it.
That's right.
Be able to sling the words for it. But yeah, man, welcome. We'll go ahead and say hi to the chat. We got the ever beautiful and ever gorgeous, my lovely partner in crimes, Skull.
Man.
Flying Feline. Good to see you, baby. Thank you for being here. She says, hey, Frank.
Hey, girl, hey.
No more. Your music sucks and you're an asshole. What's up, dude? Good to see you. We got Mr. Michael Rushbrook. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. He's going to be at Heroes Con this year as well. We met him last year. And had a great time hanging out with him. He comes and hangs out with us on Topic List as well. Drew a badass pit the other night.
Yeah, I seen the fan art he did of Bane from Mercenary Guild too.
Right?
Sick.
Isn't that fucking dope? Yeah. He's so talented. It kind of makes me sick sometimes. Glad that he's my friend. Hey, we got an Ashley Walk in the chat. What's up, Ashley?
Hey,
Good to see you.
Her.
Think you might know her.
That's right.
Feline says, hey. Oh, man. So you've been reading anything good recently? Anything that you picked up recently? Anything you got in the mail? Anything like that?
I wish. This has been consuming my life since about November. I really haven't done anything, just diving in head first on this. I wish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you're working on a project. You kind of head down and just working on things.
Yeah. The ADHD hyper focus really kicks in.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I wish I could hyper focus.
Right,
being able to hyper focus would be helpful sometimes. Sometimes I feel a little scatterbrained doing this thing, that thing, running hither, thither, and yon. But yeah, sometimes the focus is good. So when you're working, do you just listen to music? Do you listen to audiobooks? What do you do?
So typically when I'm working, I kick on Pandora, and I tell you what though, it's weird because it's not the music I typically listen to. I'm more of a punk rock, alternative music kind of guy. I was a punk rock skater kid growing up in the 90s, and that's just my bread and butter.
Right.
But I can't listen to that when I'm working because I'll get too into it.
Right.
So I usually kick on something kind of chill, poppy, like Halsey or something. Maybe some Billie Eilish. And I'll just kind of like...
Oh, my God. Get out.
I will. I'll sit there and I'll just kind of vibe out. Which is great for my wife because if we're like road tripping or I'm taking her around town to like garage sales or something, I can just kick on that playlist and she's all about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that.
I tell you, it's weird.
I torture Feline with whenever I'm driving, when I'm up visiting her and I'm driving, I torture her with my music. I mean, granted, there's a lot of crossover between our music. It's one of the things that we share. But yeah, sometimes she'll just look at me and smirk when some of my death metal comes on. She'll be like, and be like, yeah, that's right, get into it.
For sure.
Yeah, when I'm working, honestly, I'll often put on synthwave or dark wave or something like that. There's something about the way that music is constructed, like just the sounds, especially like this YouTube channel, and I want to tell everybody about it. White Bat Audio. Dude makes fucking fantastic music. Does all kinds of different styles of synthwave and retro wave and 80s wave and vaporwave. I mean, it's so fucking good. And that stuff, I'll put it on in the background, and there's something about it that just tickles my brain.
Sure.
And I'll just that helps me zone out.
For sure.
Sure. So
Trancy Zen.
Yeah, well, it's really weird, man. It's like you know how people like to listen to lo-fi because it helps them zone out and focus in. Synthwave and dark wave and like retro wave, that's like my lo-fi.
For
it's
sure. I get that.
It's like about as chill as my music gets, I guess. She says, and he has to listen to my music the rest of the time. Yes, that's true. Thankfully, I have earbuds that I can put in if it gets to be too much. But most of the time, I don't mind her music.
What's her go-to?
There's a lot of Beck that's played. There's a lot of Cake. Fleetwood Mac has popped up now and then, but let's see, Cake, Beck, the Eels. Help me out here, baby. Give me some more band names that pop up on your Pandora. But yeah, there's some catchy tunes that play. Yeah. And we have fun. I mean, Led Zeppelin plays and we're both singing. Nirvana pops on and we're both singing. So like I said, there's a lot of crossover between our music, so it makes road trips fun. Yeah. But sometimes we just we smirk at each other when something silly to each other comes on. Right. So it's good times. Good times.
Yeah. Being able to share music is a beautiful thing. It really
I agree.
Ashley's been to more than one Mushroom Head concert with me.
Oh, Mushroom Head!
Oh yeah,
fucking great. Man, shit! I've been listening to Mushroom Head for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I've continued to listen to Mushroom Head long after I gave up on Slipknot. Because they kind of came out around the same time. It was like Slipknot and Mushroom Head, and then Mudvayne. I still listen to Mudvayne. I still listen to Mushroom Head. Slipknot, I'm just whatever. Yeah. I don't know. After Volume 3, I gave up on them, and they've never put anything else out that's really caught my attention that I've wanted to listen to. So
right.
Mudvayne, on the other hand, I love every single one of their albums.
Yeah, I heard they're coming back together for a new album.
That would be fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Because they've been touring, and I really, really, really want to see them in concert.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
I would. I'd love to see Static X as well. I mean, I never got to see Static X when Wayne was still alive.
Yeah,
but I mean,
killing it though.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you mean Edsel Dope?
Yeah.
And I understand why they did that.
Sure.
Just to keep the focus on Wayne, and make him the icon of the band, which he was, that fucking hair, and his unique vocal stylings. But yeah, Edsel does a pretty good job emulating Wayne's style. And, I think the whole man versus machine thing that they have with their music kind of works with the look that they've gotten for him.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would love to see, Mudvayne and Static X in the same concert. Maybe throw Fear Factory in there. That'd be awesome too. Like 3 of my fucking favorite bands all at once. Yeah.
Just hit all the nostalgia.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that stuff's just as popular now as it was back in the day. It had a little bit of a lull, but I mean, there's not a lot of stuff that comes out now that still has that same kick, that same hook. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. It sounds like you two have an understanding, says Michael Rushbrook. Yes, indeed. And she does have a wide range. She likes a lot of different music. She actually introduced me and got me listening to a bunch of different bands. I had heard of The Damned and The Cramps, but she got me actually to listen to The Damned and The Cramps, and I fucking love both those bands now.
I love it.
Yeah. because I loved Iggy and the Stooges, of course. Raw Power is such a fucking great album. And she's like, oh yeah, well, what about the Damned? What about the Cramps? It's like, well, I've heard of them. I've never really listened to them. She's like, all right, there you go. And so she got me listening to both of those. So yeah. Cake is a Sacramento band like Tesla. Woo, Sacto. Nice. Did not know that. That's cool. Yeah, she's got a playlist on her YouTube channel, songs I sing in the shower. There's a lot of really fun songs on that playlist.
Oh, nice. So, check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. But yeah, so just been working, huh? No entertainment, no movies, no TV shows, no nothing. Anything you've been nerding out about recently?
Sure, TV. Yeah, I mean, me and Ashley have been catching up on. What did we watch? We just watched Last of Us season 2, which is it's a thing.
That's a thing that exists. Yeah. I played most of the first game. And then the second game came out, and I was like, meh.
Yeah, I only played a couple hours of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I liked the gameplay mechanics.
It just didn't get me. It just
didn't
look at me,
Yeah.
But,
when I was up visiting Feline, we started watching Elementary.
Love that series.
Johnny Lee Miller as Sherlock Holmes is a stroke of fucking casting genius.
Oh, yeah.
And Lucy Liu is badass as Watson. It's a really cool take, really well written, really well put together. We're saving it. She's watching it again. I'm watching it for the first time.
Yeah.
I've seen a few episodes here and there because my mom watched it, but I never like sat down and got into it. So yeah, we're going through it, and she's watching it again, and she's enjoying watching me watch it, apparently. So that's that's fun. Morb says the cult rules, and you know it. The cult is pretty cool, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not super familiar with them, but I have heard some of their stuff. Yeah. What's up, Sassy Britches? Elementary is amazing, she says. Well, there we go. See? Then I was clearly missing out. Oh, you know her too?
I know that girl.
All right. Right on. Bring it into people to show up for the show. Awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Me and some guys went and watched the new Final Destination.
Oh, yeah.
And that opening weekend when that came out,
How was that?
A Final Destination movie. I mean,
well, there's this thing. A lot of people die, and death apparently chases them and kills them in fun and unique ways. It's like death was building a Rube Goldberg machine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just like when you're walking to a John Wick or a Fast and the Furious. You know what you're going to get.
Oh, wait, I have something for this. Whenever you go in there, it's, where is it?
You know what this was.
100%.
It's crazy. I can't believe that they're bringing that back. Because I remember when that first came out, the first one. And, it was a unique concept. It was a pretty cool horror movie. Yeah. And then they made like a whole bunch of them afterwards. It's like, all right, come on now. I mean, at some point you have to acknowledge that you're running the concept into the ground.
Oh, of course.
I mean, I suppose the same could be said about.
It's a tradition me and some of my guy friends have. Like, our spouses won't go near horror movies for the most part. So every now and again we'll be like, "Hey, what horror movie's playing? Let's just go." So we'll get together, a group of us guys, and go watch whatever's out. It don't matter.
Nice. I do enjoy a good horror movie. I find that I like old horror movies better though. Like I like one of my favorite horror movies of all time is the original Black Christmas from 1974. And I'm sure most of the people that tune into my channel are probably sick of hearing me say it, but yeah, it is a fantastic proto slasher flick. And the fun fact is the dude that directed it is the same guy that directed A Christmas Story. Like Ralphie, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, Red Ryder BB Gun. Yeah, that same director is the same guy that directed the original Black Christmas.
Oh, that's a trip.
Yeah, if you've never seen the original Black Christmas, not the 2000s whatever remake with God, I don't even remember who was in that movie now. So the original Black Christmas is so much better. The ending will haunt you. I'll just say that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
That's it.
just back here. Got Freddy Krueger and Pinhead. So
Pinhead.
a lot of England and Doug Bradley.
Oh yeah.
We'll sign
Fucking man, the original Hellraiser's so damn good.
so good.
You know, and two. After that, I feel like it kind of fell off a little bit, but 1 and 2 still hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
You know, and the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Fucking love that flick too. There was something, dude. There was something about the storytelling and like the horror in like the mid to late 70s into the early 80s. You know, and it feel like it kind of tapered off a little bit as we got towards the 90s. There was still some good stuff, obviously, but like they were just kicking out the jams as far as horror goes back then.
Absolutely.
You know,
people were discovering that they could be bold and push boundaries, and sure as hell enough they did.
Yeah, they did. Well, you know, they were cinema was still fairly new, I guess. So, you know, they were trying different things. They were still trying to, you know, feel out the edges of the thing, and now it's just kind of gone crazy. Yeah. See, Morb knows what I'm talking about. Margot Kidder. Yeah, Margot Kidder was in the original Black Christmas. Yeah. It says, the new Final Destination is great 2000s fun. This implores the question, if someone had an offspring, would death hit them? Probably. You know, death holds a grudge like that, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
That's why there's so many of these Final Destination flicks. Now, does the new one tie into the old series, or is it kind of like a soft reboot?
Very loosely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Well,
they're definitely lore building.
Right.
Lore build and answer those questions of like, what if there was offspring of someone that was slated to die? How does that all work? And
right. Okay. Interesting. That might be worth checking out then. That might be
horrible. It was great for a $6 movie on a Tuesday kind of thing. You know.
Oh, okay. I mean, $6. That you can't beat that.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's a bad flick, you know, go have the experience of going to a movie theater. $6. Yeah, that ain't gonna break the bank.
Right.
You know?
That's exactly what we did. We weren't going to go like
Awesome.
opening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and pay. You know, I don't even know how much a full price movie is nowadays. Too much, I'm sure, but definitely wasn't going to do that.
The last movie that I went to go see in the theater was Deadpool Wolverine. Feline and I went to go see that. We went and grabbed some Mexican food. I got a big old chimichanga. We went to Willie's Taco, and it was good. It was real good. Then we went and sat, you know, got our tickets, got our popcorn. Hadn't had popcorn and a soda in a long time, and man, that was a fucking great flick to see in the theaters. Holy shit. Yeah. Like, we had so much damn fun watching that movie. You know, I still really like that flick. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's a fun movie.
Hell yeah,
you know?
It is.
There's a lot of plot holes. If you're going to have plot holes, it's going to be in a Deadpool movie. You can get away with it with a Deadpool movie. It's a fucking Deadpool movie. He is a living plot hole.
You know shit.
I'm sure he would agree, too. Morb says, look at the directors from the 70s and 80s, Hooper, Carpenter, Craven, Barker. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. So, you know, you weren't drinking wine? You might have been. I think we were. I had a soda. I know that. Just because I wanted the soda and I didn't, hadn't had one in a while. You might have been drinking wine. I don't know. I don't really remember. I know that wine in the movie theater is ridiculously expensive. Critical Drinker reviewed Final Destination like it. Don't expect Macbeth. I mean, it's a Final Destination movie. Of course, you're not going to expect Macbeth. You know, So speaking of lore building, where did the story for Hellstones come from? As I go ahead and bring up the preview campaign.
Sure,
page.
yeah, that was I wrote the original concept back in 2015. I was sitting in an office job and just bored.
Wow.
I didn't have anything going on, and I just came up with this. First, I came up with the character,
right?
The lead character, Sam. I was like, you know, what would what would I like to see out of a female character, a female lead in a comic book? Like, all the tits and ass is great or whatever. It's got its place. But I was like, I just want like an everyday girl. Maybe she's maybe she's a tough bitch. What would that look like?
Right.
And I just started developing from there. And I just wrote a 1-page, just like short story. It's just kind of like an exercise brain teaser to kill the time.
Right.
And I filed it away, and then like a year later I found it, and I was like, this is actually really cool. I ran it by a buddy of mine. He went to school for like script writing and stuff like that. He's like, hey, this is
cool.
Really
okay.
Cool. He's like, the one bit of advice I can give you is sit on it, forget about it.
Oh yeah.
And then come back to it. And if you still have that same passion, do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. I filed it away, forgot all about it. And then we're sitting here working on Mercenary Guild, talking with William about writing Mercenary Guild, and we're all part of that creative process.
Yeah.
And through being a colorist and through publishing that children's coloring book that I did last year, I was like, let's revisit this. Let's revisit this. I have the knowledge now on how to get this done.
Right.
And I sat down and I just started writing. And I just let it spill out. And then I was like, okay, what do I have? what do I have here? And how do I reverse engineer this text into bullet points and plot points? And then how many books does that actually spread over?
Right.
And that's how I just kind of distilled it all down into a 12-book series. That's it. Start to end,
Nice.
12 books, and we're done.
How many pages per book are you thinking?
Between 20 and 24.
Oh, okay. So standard comic issue size. So it's a 12 issue run. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if it were coming out through a major publisher, it'd be a maxi series. Is that what they used to call? Isn't that what they used to call them?
I think that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Because miniseries is like 6 issues, a maxi series is like 12.
Yeah, I first started to try and boil it down to 6 issues, give it something real short, and I was like, I'm not getting to say what I want to say.
That's a key thing. You got to make sure that you don't, condense it down so much that you're losing, what you're actually trying to do with the story. Story's got to have an opportunity to breathe. They've got to have an opportunity to flow naturally. And when you're reading something, you can tell if something's been truncated, if something's been, chopped out or condensed down or squished fit into like a single issue mold or something like that. Right. You can tell. The flow is broken. Or it's like I said, truncated, which never works.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So 12 issues, 12 regular issues. So go ahead and bring this up. So what is what's the elevator pitch for Hellstones, man? What are we doing?
So it's a gritty supernatural comic that explores the dynamics of power, corruption, and at what cost it is to do the right thing when the world's burning down around you and you've got to make decisions. I'll say the overall arcing story is really much about the old adage of the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Oh yeah. That's usually how it goes.
Of course, she's Sam, the main character, is up against megacorporations and their influence, as well as religious cults, and those end up being a bit of a narrative on how I view those types of things, as well as kind of some things that are going on in the world today as well.
Right.
The figurehead of the mega corporation might be like a Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos kind of scenario. That kind of thing. The 80s tried to warn us about corporations, because no, seriously, look at all the movies and stuff back in the 80s. Like the enemy was the evil empire corporations. They tried to warn us. Look at cyberpunk fiction, for fuck's sake. Cyberpunk fiction was seriously, it is supposed to be a warning. It's not supposed to be a fucking playbook, but so was 1984, and so was A Brave New World. So kind of as humans, we kind of missed the point, it seems. But anyway, we'll
do our best to try to continue to wake people up, and the best way to do that is to tell them an entertaining story. So this is what we got here. You know what? I think we should watch the trailer that you put together for it.
Yeah, sounds great.
I'm going to switch to this tab here, and then we'll get back to the page over there. Browser has lost connection to your screen share audio. Why? What?
You broke it.
Okay, hang on. Let's all right.
Are you going to my YouTube channel?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It might be because I switched tabs instead of sharing this specific tab. It should also share the audio. Trailer 0. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. Exactly. Take 2.
The world is broken. Greed and
You guys can hear it, right?
fanaticism have fractured everything we know.
Okay.
And at the heart of this chaos are ancient relics. Hellstones. They grant incredible powers, but always at a price. I've spent my life trying to stay out of sight. But now I'm caught between ruthless megacorporations and deadly cults, each desperate to control the Hellstones. This fight isn't one I chose, but it's mine now. Every step pulls me deeper into the darkness. I'm starting to wonder, how much of myself am I willing to lose to protect these stones? My name is Sam. And if they want the world, they'll have to go through me.
Yeah. Very nice. I am with Feline. That was fire.
Love it. Super proud of it.
You should be, man. Did you do the trailer?
I did.
Fuck yeah, dude. Nicely done, man.
Everything except the voiceover work that came from the wonderful Tina Blaine.
Awesome.
She was a commission on Fiverr. We have quickly become friends, though. She's fantastic.
Right on, man. Well, that's fantastic. No, that was great. Did you? So you had some animation in there. Did you like actually do the in betweens and all that stuff?
There's a little bit of hand animation in there, a little bit of AI assistance, and then I kind of had to fill in the gaps.
Right.
And I'm just one guy doing it all. So
use the tools available, man. No, I get it.
That's right.
But you hired you have an actual artist that is doing the artwork on the book. So there you go, man. You know, making trailers is not easy, especially when you're doing it on your own. And I mean, you know, trying to one-man army this shit is not easy. So there is the link for Hellstones Book 0. That's the go sign up for the Kickstarter. See, notify me when launch. That way you will know exactly when this kicks off. Now, when are you planning to launch this campaign?
Absolutely, we're looking at the 25th of June.
25th of June. Oh, coming up soon.
That's
coming up
right.
soon.
That's right. So between now and then, it's just spreading the word, doing a lot of podcasts, trying to get everyone interested.
Absolutely, man. You gotta be relentless with that. You know, constantly putting it out there, constantly notifying people, hey, this is coming. Hey, this is coming. Hey, this is coming. You know, that's, I mean, I realize a lot of people think, oh, well, you know, I don't want to bash people over the head with it. Well, I mean, you know, you gotta constantly put it out there. That way people, you know, it breaks through the noise. Because I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's an awful lot of noise and static on the internet these days.
That's right. That's
you
right.
know,
You got to accept the fact that, you know, people are going to be annoyed and they're going to mute you.
Sure.
But
you know,
hey, that's the price you got to pay.
right. And I mean, but that's the thing. If you can come up with new and interesting ways to showcase this, to get people's attention, take it as a creative challenge. Find a way to get the word out there without pestering people, without saying the same thing over again. I mean, obviously you are saying the same thing over and over again, but finding new and creative ways to say the same thing so it doesn't immediately look like the same thing.
Right.
I mean, the basic point is you want to get people to sign up. That way they know. The more people you can get to sign up for it, the more likely you are to get them to, check out the campaign when it goes live, and hopefully grab a copy of the book.
Absolutely.
Now, book 0 here. This is just a prologue book. Yeah.
It is.
How many pages are we looking at for this one?
So it's the story-wise is 7 pages with 5 extra pages of just some bonus content, some lore. I actually put in there a copy of the original short story that I wrote that inspired.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which is cool. So checking out, where it originated to where it is now. I mean, there's a few things that changed, but the crux of it is actually still there, which is great.
Yeah. That's awesome. That means that when you first wrote it out, the core of that story was there.
Yeah, absolutely. Some things have changed, of course, a little bit, but the core of it, yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome, and I can see images from the trailer here. Used this one. That was some good animation. Good looking animation for this panel up here and down here. And then her looking over the balcony. Oh, yeah. Full campaign launches June 25th.
That's right. I will say
awesome.
The trailer and the prologue pace a little bit slower.
Right.
But the series itself as a whole is most definitely an action series. But
awesome.
With the prologue, it's all about, of course, how did we get to where it starts? What's the behind there, and who is this person?
Right. And how does she operate in this world? Now is this in our essentially our timeline, so our time period, or is this slightly in the future, or
effectively it's modern day?
Okay, effectively modern day. Okay.
Yeah. I never outright come out and say
what's
it.
What's up, Dr. Mask?
Hey, what's up? But yeah, it's a mix of it's got the grit of a Spawn comic, the psychological weight of The Crow, with of course the supernatural mystic undertones of something like Sandman.
Right. Okay, nice. I like that.
Because not only is there a whole bunch of action, I mean, book 1, when we get there, just to say a little bit about the next book, it opens up in the jungles of Brazil with her being hunted down by mercenaries.
Shit.
It opens up with a gunfight and lots of carnage. But at the same time, as the story goes on, it's all about, the cost that she's having to pay on this journey. So there's that big psychological weight of internal struggle, which adds to it, makes it a little more cerebral.
Right. Well, I mean, when you're reading a story, you got to care about the characters. You want to go on an adventure with the characters, and the adventure is more fun if you actually give a shit about the characters and what they're doing. If it's a character that's just one-dimensional and boring, then why do you care about what's happening to them? Why do you care about their adventure? The characters themselves have to mean something to the reader, and then they want to go on that adventure, and that's what makes a great story, being sucked into that adventure. And if I like to put it if you wouldn't want to go on a road trip with this character, or you don't find them fascinating enough to go along on this ride, then why are you going to read the book? There's so much stuff out there right now. There's so many other things that you could do, so many other things you could read, video games to play, so I don't know. It's an investment of people's times. Not only them spending their money on it, but also it's an investment in time. People put time into reading these things, and give them entertainment for their money and time.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd like to say, I worked hard on trying to make this character human, just human and flawed, and going on this journey of what they believe is right and what is their moral compass and how much of it are they willing to sacrifice in the greater good. I had a lot of fun writing it, man.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm glad to hear that. And that when you have fun making something, then that will shine through. That always comes through. Whenever a creative is having fun on the project that they're making, it always shows through. What is there anything like that you would liken this to, or is there anything like a story that kind of inspired it? Anything to? I mean, I hate to make comparisons, but
no, I can honestly say I wasn't directly inspired by anything. Like you said, it was just a mental exercise while I was bored at work trying to pass the time. I wasn't particularly watching or reading anything at the time. It was just a creative exercise.
Awesome. Well, I mean that to me that says it's a story that just needed to be told.
Absolutely.
And it it got beamed to you. You received it, and you put it down there. You heeded the call, as it were.
That's right.
And,
something that I picked up and put down off and on for near a decade.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was time. It was time to do something.
It's funny how stories will pop up in your head, and you'll get the ideas down. And occasionally maybe write notes about it, because stories. To me, when a story keeps kicking around in the back of your head and it just refuses to go away until the story is told, that to me shows that the story must be told, and you are the person to tell it.
Absolutely. At first, I thought it was going to be a short book, like a novella or something.
Right.
But then, of course, I started being a comic book colorist and getting involved in the indie stuff, and then I was like, you know what? This just makes more sense.
Right. I mean, it's a visual medium, man. It's you have the opportunity to show, not just tell.
That's right.
Novels. I mean, there's descriptive language, but they do, like as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So being able to translate that story into pictures that people can actually see and to experience. And sometimes you don't even need words once you've got the picture,
It's very true.
I mean, like, for example, this picture right here, her looking at this board, like, even if there was no dialogue balloons around, you can tell what's going on just by looking at her. The look on her face, the body language, and that speaks volumes. That's what you need with a story like this.
Right.
So tell me about your artist. What is your artist's name?
That is Epilo St. Paul.
Epilo St. Paul. Okay. And how'd you find him?
Facebook.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Of course, like every other artist out there, we're part of like 50 different art groups, trying to network and meet other like-minded people or whatever. And I put a little word out saying, hey, I'm looking for an artist. Hit me up. Send me your portfolio. And it came through and seen a bunch of his stuff, and I was like, okay, you understand. You understand.
Yeah.
As a colorist, the first thing I look at is your ink work. I'm like, are you leaving enough room for me to do my thing?
Right.
Or are you, an ink heavy, deep shading kind of person or whatever? And that's fine too. But for me, I'm like, just give me the clean lines.
Right.
I'll do the rest. And I'll do the rest,
Right. Well, I mean, this is your book. You wrote the story, and you're getting an artist to translate it into the panels and the line work. But I mean, you're also an artist. You're a color artist, so you want to be able to flex them muscles as well. You gotta floss on the page as well, right?
That's right.
So yeah, no, it looks good. You know, it looks like a beautiful collaboration between the two. I think the style that he's got really suits the story that you're trying to tell, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the book. You know, I think it's going to work well for you, man.
Yeah, I hope so. I need everyone to get on that Kickstarter, get yourself a copy. That way we can get enough funding for me to launch into book 1.
Absolutely. Well, there's the link right there, so you guys can go sign up and be notified when it launches, and be sure to share it out if you got people that really like supernatural thriller stories with a badass female protagonist that you're gonna want to go on this journey with. Morb says everything is character driven. Everything, yeah. I wouldn't say everything. There are some stories out there that are really just plot driven, and you can tell. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if you have enough story, enough character to go along with it. But there are definitely stories out there that are just plot driven. He says, "Great, Frank is a better writer than me and an artist." And I thought AI would get me.
Get out of here.
AI's gonna get us all if we ain't careful. Adam, my brother, how are you, sir? Speaking of fantastic writers, this dude right down here, my boy Adam Lawson, just kicking out the jams. Jawbone Death, Exiled. Dude, been too long since we caught up, man. I look forward to talking with you again soon, dude. Thank you for being here to hang out. This is Frank's book. He's putting together this book. This is the colorist on Mercenary Guild, Mike.
That's right.
Luke is a bit familiar with Frank's work and vice versa. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, have a pretty good working relationship with Frank. He did some fantastic colors over my line work for Mercenary Guild. Be looking forward to that. By the way, if you want to grab yourself a copy of Mercenary Guild issue 1, it's up on fundmycomic.com. And I highly recommend you go over and support Luke Stone's website because it's a fantastic website. And we need more independent purveyors of crowdfunding books, I guess is what I'm looking for. Because Indiegogo has a tendency to, shadow ban. Yeah. But and I'm glad to see that you're using Kickstarter. I know that there's the sometimes people think, Kickstarter, there's too much on there. Well, the fact that there is so much on Kickstarter means that there are people that are looking for comics because they've got a whole comic section. Yeah. But that reason itself is actually why I love Fund My Comic, because it is literally like looking through the stacks at a comic shop, because they've got all these comics front page. You can just scroll through and find all kinds of great stuff. Absolutely love that website. Luke Stone has done a fantastic job, and he's the light Luke. I'm the dark Luke, mostly because I listen to death metal. And I'm growling.
Yeah, I had a great time scrolling through Fund My Comic once Shadowmare announced they were going to be putting Mercenary Guild on there. I was like, oh, what's this? I haven't heard of this before. And I've gone back to that website multiple times and back to multiple things at this point. You nailed it. It's like going to your local comic book shop and just scrolling through the bins.
It really is, man. It's really cool. I love the way they have it set up. And the other cool thing is that, you can back a campaign and then go back another campaign, and you can just do a checkout all at once. You don't have to do multiple charges to the card. It can be all one charge, and everybody gets their funding individually. It's a fantastic way that it's set up. So all the props in the world to Mr. Luke Stone and Fund My Comic. See, Dr. Mass knows what's up. Fund My Comic. Yeah. We need more stuff like that. And the more people go to use Fund My Comic, the better. Kickstarter pulled Don Simpson's comic, and he had to fight to get it back.
Oh, no.
Well, hopefully, I'm glad that he was able to get it back on there. There's always kinks to be worked out. There's I don't know. There are problems. I mean, technology is great as long as it works. It will drive you absolutely batshit insane and be frustrating as hell when it doesn't work. So, sometimes maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe falsely flagged. Who knows? because sometimes you got grouchy people on the internet that just want to be jerks.
Yeah. So. I went back and forth on where I was going to put this campaign up.
Yeah.
But ultimately, for the reason you said before with Kickstarter, not only that, but the head of the comic books division of Kickstarter has recently done a bunch of interviews. And I was like, now might be a good time to launch a comic book since he's talking about it all right now.
Awesome. Okay. Well, maybe they're shifting focus. I do know that Indiegogo traditionally has been more about the tech startup type stuff. Because whenever there's a crowdfunder for like this brand new bit of technology, it's usually on Indiegogo. So they have a tendency to focus more on that than on the comic side.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see, because he had a creator who was from Iran that worked on the book. Oh, well, that's kind of a silly reason.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna blame the sins of the entire country on one person. That's.
He said he fought to get it back.
Dumb.
You got it back on there, then, right?
Wait. I have something for this. Hang on.
That's dumb. You're dumb.
That's from a video called "There's a Story in Dark Souls." That's been on the internet for eons now. I love that video. Cracks me up every time I watch it. Kickstarter would be my second choice. Yeah, first choice Fund My Comics, second choice Kickstarter. I know a bunch of people that have put books up on Kickstarter and they've done really well. There is a community of people that are looking for comics over there. I mean, look at Brian Polito. Brian Polito has had huge success on Kickstarter, and that's where he continues to do his stuff. As far as I know, he may have started doing his own website now. Since the implosion of Diamond, I know that he's not distributing to comic shops, or at least doesn't have anything set up yet. So maybe he's just like, you know what? I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you got to do, right? You know?
Especially now, Diamond left such a void.
Yeah. Well, remember what Zorg said.
If you want something done, do it yourself.
Yeah. Fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman is such a chameleon as far as an actor goes.
Dude,
just
he's the
amazing.
best.
Yeah. Yeah, and that role is one of my favorites that he's ever done.
Which is funny because I believe it's one of his least favorite roles. He didn't quite get the character and thought it was a little silly, but needed.
Oh, well, I mean, that was the point, though. It was supposed to be silly.
Sure.
Yeah.
We know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand he's a very serious actor, and you know all these serious roles. I mean, the plethora of serious roles, but still, man, Zorg was he was the perfect villain for that movie. It was the perfect tone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know. Let's see, Tucci and Polito kill it over there. Yeah, it was back up on Kickstarter and doing well. Awesome.
Good.
And yeah, Tucci and Polito do kill it over there. You know, again, this whole crowdfunding thing is about building the audience. You know, you connect with your audience, you connect with your people, and you show them where it's at. You know, you give them little tastes and tidbits to entice them to come pick up the book, and hopefully tell other people about the book, and you know, bring them in. You know, as I've had conversations with my buddy Donald on Twitter, you know, it's not just about selling the book anymore. You know, as independent creators, we are selling ourselves.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, we are our own brand, and
Sure.
you know, everything that you tweet and you post and all that, it's out there for public consumption. You know, it's social media. So everything you post out there, people see, and you know, like it or not, people are going to choose whether to support you based on that. So you know, just talk about the stuff you love. You know, I think that's the best thing to do. Talk about the things that you love.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Adam does. You know, I don't know if you've seen any of his videos talking about the comics that he's reading. You know, he did the top 10 comic stories of all time. And that was a lot of fun to watch. Berserk came in at number 1 because Berserk is fucking awesome. Beautiful.
I still haven't read it, man.
It's There's a lot of story there. I am, God, I guess maybe about a third of the way through the first omnibus chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course, Akira's on there. Yeah.
I don't think I've met a
Akira's
person
good.
that hasn't just thought Berserk was the shit.
Well, I mean, just it takes a little bit to get started, but you know, once you do, man, it gets going. I love the line work. I love looking at the rendering. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Some of those 2-page spreads just blow my mind. You know, Akira is another one that really kind of blows my mind. Just the buildings and the technical aspect of it. Appleseed is another one. Damn it, Adam, you got me reading a bunch of manga. Yeah, I managed to find Akira 2 through 12 in the old Epic versions that were published back in the 80s. And I'm so happy to find those, and I've been poring over those and just absorbing that. And my buddy Dan Fraga gave me a huge stack of Fantastic Four books. John Byrne's run on Fantastic Four. Oh my God, so good. You know, I've always liked Byrne, but then you go through and you look at like him in the trenches doing issue after issue after issue. Dude was a damn workhorse, and he's so fucking good, man. And it's all consistent. Yeah. You know, it's all consistent and so damn good. Yeah. Really been enjoying that.
Yeah, consistency, I would say, is a pretty hard thing to stay consistent, especially if you're caught up in, you know, one of the big companies, because you're not necessarily getting the time that I've been afforded to where I can write the entirety of it all.
Right.
Out of one fell swoop. You're going issue by issue and just piecing together a story off of maybe some bullet points.
Right.
So that's where you end up with things having to be retconned or, you know, plot holes, things like that. So to be able to crank out something with consistency for such a long period is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's it especially, you know, do it like you said, doing the monthly grind thing. Yeah, that's a heck of a thing. But I mean, that's Byrne, you know, that's Byrne all over.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's a reason why he and Chris Claremont had that epic run on X-Men with so many hit stories. I mean,
Absolutely.
Phoenix Saga, Dark Phoenix Saga, Proteus Saga, you know, it's just and some of the just like the single issues, just fucking fantastic, man. You know, they added so many layers to those characters. You know, yes, Byrne is also a great costume designer. He's the one that designed the brown and gold costume for Wolverine. My favorite costume of Wolverine's, by the way. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Brown and tan, yeah.
Brown and tan, baby.
Yep. I mean that makes so much more sense for the character than the yellow and blue. And I mean, you know, the yellow and blue is classic, but it's very comic book. And I don't say that in a derogatory way. I just, you know, it is what it is. But the brown and tan one, it fits the character so well. I mean, have you ever seen an actual Wolverine? That's kind of what they look like. Right. You know? Yeah. Yeah, Byrne is definitely a great costume designer. And you know, I was looking at a Marvel Comics Presents with Wolverine in his brown and tan costume, and then Spider-Man had the black costume, and it was so fucking cool, man. You know, they were about to throw down with some hoods on a dock, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of comics in the 80s, man. You know, that could just be because it's you know, what I grew up reading, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, nostalgia. But
absolutely. I 81, man. I'm right there with you.
Right.
You know.
So what's your favorite comic from that era? Is it superhero stuff, or is there something?
Well, yeah, it all depends. Like I was all over the place when it came to Spider-Man and Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider,
when I was that, like, you know, 6 to 13 age range.
Right.
So, and then of course, as I got older, like things like Transmet, Preacher,
Transmet.
We talked about that briefly on your stream the other night. I love Transmet. That was
one of my favorite series to this day.
So gritty, so real, so in your face. I love it.
Absolutely. Man, there was that Vertigo, which was originally called Helix, put out by DC, but then it got changed to Vertigo. That was a pocket of time and creative, I don't know, I guess synergy. I don't even know if that's the right word, but there was so much creativity in those guys, and they were unleashed to create whatever they wanted, and they were able to, make these amazing stories that still hold up. I'll still go back and read Transmet, and it will still make me laugh, make me think, make me really just love, Derek Robertson's artwork. And Preacher's another one, just fucking great book.
Yeah, especially in my late teens, early 20s. Like, I was burnt out on the superheroes, and I didn't want an adult book just for the sake of there being tits, ass, and fart jokes and a little bit.
Right.
Like, I wanted an adult book that was adult because by nature the story required it to be adult.
Sure. It's because the story content.
Those stories there were great. Preacher did a lot of the same. Preacher also got pretty slapsticky with the fart jokes and tits and ass.
Well, I mean, it's Garth Ennis, Garth's gonna have fun, Yeah, he played fast and loose with the religious stuff as well, which was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah,
that's the thing. There was the balance. You had these very serious adult stories, but because they were serious adult stories, there was very funny adult humor as well.
Right.
I mean, some of that shit just makes you laugh out loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially Transmet, like some of the fucking just the parody shit that he would put in on TVs or on billboards and stuff like that would be some of the funniest shit in the book.
Good stuff.
And
I gotta go back and reread that now. Much lately.
Well, see, I grabbed what is it? The second one, Lust for Life. I'm currently working on a 10-page cyberpunk story for Edge Punk magazine, and I'm using some of that as inspiration, just because the cities and the backgrounds that Derek Robertson made are just fucking fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to absorb it all. Yo, what's up, old dirty fatty? He says, I like hearing Luke being all excited about comics. Man, you know me, I love comics. It's my favorite medium. Sit and read comics all day, every day. Let's see. Feline wants to know, what day are you planning on launching again, Frank?
Absolutely. That's going to be June 25th.
June 25th.
June 25th.
Yes, indeed. Which is coming up very soon, just after Heroes Con.
That's right.
Yep. Feline and I will be at Heroes Con, set up and slinging books, slinging dice towers, like this one right here.
The FOMO is real. I really wanted to come back this year.
Dude, I wish that you could, man. It would be a lot of fun to hang out with you and Ashley again, because we had a blast kicking it with you guys last year. Yeah. And obviously. Comic book stands as well. We will have. See, look at this. I got a stack of Poison Elves books, and they fit perfectly in here.
That's right.
There's even room for like 2 trades here.
So are you going to have your sketchbook available?
Oh yes, I will. That's indeed.
Right.
The sketchbooks are getting delivered to Feline's house on the 13th. And then we're doing a night market on the 14th, so I'll have them there as well. And if anybody is interested in those, you'll be able to hit me up and get one. There'll be $10 plus shipping sent to you in a Gemini mailer. But if you're at Heroes Con, you better swing by the table and say hi, if nothing else. At booth 268, the Shattermare booth. Let's see. Stern never gets credit over Claremont, Byrne, and Miller, but he deserves it, in my opinion. Roger Stern's great, man. Hell yeah. There's a link for Edgepunk magazine. Go check it out. A fully digital magazine that comes on a chip. And you get the benefits of the digital magazine with page flips, animation, all that fun stuff. But you also get the benefit of a physical media, as in you get to keep the chip. As long as you have that chip, it will never disappear. It's not stored on a server anywhere. It's right there in the palm of your hand. Yeah, it was so much fun hanging out with you guys. Seriously. Hopefully we'll get a chance to kick it with you guys again at a convention here soon. You know? Absolutely. Well, we've been going for an hour, man.
We have.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about Hellstones? Anything else to entice folks to hit that notify me on launch button and be ready for Hellstones Book 0?
Man,
putting you on the spot.
Hey guys.
Okay, we'll do
Kickstarter. Go to Kickstarter. Hit the notify me and on launch. Get it.
Yes. Yes.
Support indie. Let's go.
That's right. Woo! That's right. Heartfelt plea from the creator of Hellstones and my friend, Mr. W. Frank Walk. Hey, what's up, some person? He says, hey, nice butt shot. You know, there's more to it than that, some person. Jeez. Look, see? Look at this. Look at this. And, you know, there's a great trailer. You know what? Let me see. Can I bring that back up here? Let's see. History. Hellstones trailer. As a matter of fact, I think we will go out watching the trailer. Michael says, damn, an hour already? Yep. It goes by quick when there's a great conversation, man. When time flies when you're having fun and having a good conversation. Let's see. I want my character on a sketch cover. Oh, wait, it's already done. That's right. That's right. There's the link. Go hit that link. Go sign up over on Kickstarter. Make sure you are notified when this launches, and you can get yourself a great book. So thank you all so much for coming to hang out. Frank, this has been a blast. Everybody, we are going to watch the trailer.
The world is broken. Greed and fanaticism have fractured everything we know. And at the heart of this chaos are ancient relics. Hellstones. They grant incredible powers, but always at a price. I've spent my life trying to stay out of sight. But now I'm caught between ruthless megacorporations and deadly cults, each desperate to control the Hellstones. This fight isn't one I chose, but it's mine now. Every step pulls me deeper into the darkness. I'm starting to wonder, how much of myself am I willing to lose to protect these stones? My name is Sam. And if they want the world, they'll have to go through me.
Shop smart, shop S-smart.